Hi guys, welcome to Wendy's Trial of Life. Today I just wanted to talk to you guys and also my new subscribers. If you guys haven't, you know, seen my videos a little back, I have told a little bit about my history and my upbringing. Um, but I didn't get as far as telling you guys what I did before getting sick or when I found out that I had a underlying illness. So I just wanted to get into that today. This is like a little my personal side. So let's get to it. So before getting sick, um, I wanted to change my career up a little bit. I wanted to venture out, and I wanted to do something that was more adventurous. And I wanted to do something that I like doing all the time, and that was driving. I love driving, and I love driving on the highway. So one day, my male friend, I don't like to say boyfriend, my male friend, he said, "Won't you try out for your CDL?" So I said, you know what? I was thinking about that for a long time because I like driving and I like to drive on the highway. I like to do like road trips and stuff like that. And this is all before I got sick, y'all. I was like trying to do two jobs and also, well, let me get to that. So I decided, I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance. So mind you, at the time I had two jobs. I was working two jobs. They were two part-time, full-time jobs. And they both was nursing, and I just said, let me see if I can take the test for CDL. So I went for my CDL at a school bus company. And I applied and I got an interview, and I was hired a couple of days after that. You're not fully hired, but you're picked for the training. Basically, you're one of the candidates for the training. So the training is about I'll say about two weeks, going on 3 weeks, because they teach you all the basics of like how to you had to take tests during the training, like about how to drive, how to prepare yourself driving children, how to deal with children, where you're supposed to stop, where you're supposed to let children off, etc. Stuff like that. That everything you deal with the school bus. So I went through all that training. I passed. As time was going, I was passing the test, and we had to take a physical, and this is part of the physical, and this is for you guys if you're interested in becoming a CDL driver. This is the medical exam certificate that you get, because you do have to take a physical before you can even start the driving part, as far as like as far as you even practicing on a bus. Before you even take the driver's part, you have to get your physical exam. You have to get a certificate, and you have to carry this everywhere you go. And so I got that first. That was the first thing that I gotten. And then I had gotten that first. And then they took us to take our permit. So before you even get your license to become a CDL driver, you had to get your permit. That was the next step. I received my CDL permit. I passed everything. I'm gonna tell you, the air brakes test, that was my, whew, I had to take that twice. I ain't even gonna lie. I had one more try to take that and I passed with flying colors. The air brakes was hard for me, that air brakes test. Because you have to know everything about air brakes. Like, they were like tricking you. All together, you have to take, let me see, you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 tests altogether that you have to take for your CDL permit. So it was the CDL pre-trip inspection, the CDL basic skills, and then you have to get your endorsements, which is the your S endorse inspection, then your endorsements and skill, and then you got the endorsement of passenger endorsement, which is inspection and skill. This is for the school bus. I'm sorry. The S stands for school, so it's an endorsements for the school bus, the endorsement skill for the school bus. Then you got the passenger endorsement inspection and the passenger endorsement skill. So that's 1, 2. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 tests so far, and then you have your CDL road. Okay, then it's the registration inspection. Then it's the bus inspection, I believe. All together, because I did all this in 2018. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 tests all together, including plus the CDL on the road permit test. So I passed all that. The only one that I really had the trouble with, like I said, was the air brakes. That was hard for me. When I say hard, that was hard. So, you know what, guys? This is the wrong test. I'm so sorry. I'm saying this wrong. This is the actual license part of the test. This is your license. This was the skills that I had to do to get my license. I'm sorry. Let's roll back a little bit. The permit test. This is my permit. My name and personal information was on this, but I just want to show y'all. This is the permit test. So you have your vision test, your CDL, which is your B, and then you have your endorsement knowledge test. Is different knowledge tests that you have to pass. So altogether for your permit, you have to take is 5 tests. With the license, the one I just explained to you, that was the license. You had to pay. It's 9 different tests, and I'm going to get into that. So I'm going to put that aside. But you are allowed to drive on your permit. You're able to drive a certain tractor trailer if you're in a car with a licensed CDL licensed person. So you can drive with your permit, but you have to be with a person that already have their CDLs inside the truck. Like they'll let you drive if they have their license. Basically, it's just like having a permit almost. So I'm gonna get into that. So this is the second step that I did. We got I got my permit, and like I said, the hardest test that I had getting my CDL permit for me was the air brakes test. That was hard for me, but I passed that. I failed that twice, and I don't know why. It was like they was mixing the questions. Like they was mixing the questions up or something, and I kept I'm like, I know this, and I kept pushing. Like I'll think, and they like when you take a test, they always tell you to go with your first mind. So I kept doing that. Like I'll say, okay, that's not the answer, but that's the first answer that I will pick. So then I'll pick the second answer that I think of, and then come to find out it was the first answer that I thought about. So it was just crazy. I don't know why I was having trouble with that particular test, but that's the test I was having trouble with, the air brakes. But let me tell you, the training was intense. Because with during the training and after we took our permit, that's when it got hardcore. They had you underneath the school bus. You had to name everything under the school bus, from the tail light to the top of the bus. You had to name everything, and it was hardcore. It was hardcore training, and mind you, I was doing this training during the summer, so me not knowing that I had an underlying illness, it was taking a toll on my body. Never knew I was going to work and then doing the training as well. I was working nights, and then come straight from working night, straight to the sometimes straight to the training. I would try to clean up a little bit while I was at work, and it was just, I don't know, I don't know how I did it, but I was doing it. But anyway, um after you get your permit, they take you out on the road. Honey, the first time we went on the road, they put us on I-95 for training. And mind you, that was my first time ever driving something that big. I was driving a school bus that seated 65 children. That school bus was huge. And I was nervous that day, but I was like, look, if I can drive, you never forget how to drive. So I'm like, okay, if I could drive a SUV, I could drive a school bus. Honey, it's a totally different ball game when you driving a school bus, because you got to know the ins and outs about a school bus. You got to know how many PSIs to build up before you can even pull off. And if anybody know about driving a school bus, you have to know those PSIs, because you get out on the road and you don't let that engine build up enough, that bus can break down on you fast. You got to know how to go down a hill on a school bus. Like, they taught us everything. It was hardcore training. But the most hardcore training that I did like, and I know, it pays off, but a lot of school bus companies say that they don't they don't teach you under the hood and under the bus. But this particular school bus is a good company, and they teach you under the hood and under the bus. You got to know every part of that bus, underneath and inside. So now it's coming to the time now. Okay, I'm learning to drive, and they're taking us to practice every day. And it's like, okay. So one particular day, it was time for me to get quizzed on different parts of the bus and inside the bus. So, because they're trying to prepare you for your driver's part, because you have to know all this during your driver's part. So they preparing me for that. So, my instructor, she's asking me, and guys, I don't know. She was talking to me, and I could hear her talking to me, but I was like, I wasn't feeling well, and I could feel it. And she said something. She was like, you know what, you look like you don't feel well. She said, did you come straight here from work? I was like, yeah, I'm like real tired. She said, you look really pale. She said, I'm gonna let you go home or whatever. And mind you, she was a hardcore teacher, instructor, but she was a good instructor. And she was like, I'm gonna let you, go home and like rest, and then when you come back, I'll just test you tomorrow. So, and I know they would I don't know if they were getting frustrated, but they trying to teach you, because they have to get you out fast, because they gotta get you ready for these school bus routes. So, I was just trying to, at the time, I think I was just trying to do too much at one time. I was trying to be a nurse, and then I was trying to be a school bus driver, and like I said, I was trying to switch up my career and try something different, because I was doing nursing for so long. So and I wanted to do something that that I could be out on the road and I can drive and stuff like that. And once being a school driver, I could start driving tractor trailers as well, because I had my CDL license. So let me tell you. So now it's time, after they teach us to practice and all that stuff, it's time for us to, one by one, take our test. And when I say everybody was wishing everyone good luck, they were good luck. Today is the day. Everybody, because we were so nervous. We were so nervous. You have, first of all, they taught us how to drive the bus within what, a week, and because they had to cram up a lot of stuff. So they had to teach you how to drive. They have all these people that they have to teach to drive this bus. So, my friends, well, people that we met in training and stuff like that, they teaching us, and so it's my turn to take the test. No, I did not pass on my first try, guys. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I passed on my first try? The pre-trip. They said that was the hardest of the all the tests you had to do was the pre-trip. I passed that on my first try. I was so nervous. You had to name everything from top to bottom on that school bus. Every nook and cranny you had to name. You had to know everything. Because the reason why they teach you that is to prepare you in case you get stopped by a state trooper. And sometimes the state trooper will ask you different parts of the bus. They could just randomly stop you and ask you for ask you different things about the bus. So that's what they were preparing us for, not knowing, because a lot of people's like, well, why we gotta know all this stuff under the hood, under the bus? And they explained to us, sometimes you could get stopped as a random traffic check, and you have to know these things. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm glad they taught me that, because I still can name some of the stuff for the bus. I still know it. They taught us so much and kept teaching us. That stuff is still in my head, y'all. I still know it. I could tell you every nook and cranny about a school bus. So the training was good, but I keep stopping. But I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay, so it was time for me to take my test. So I passed the pre-trip. So after you pass one test, they go to the next test, because you get a time. You get an appointment to take the test. So you had to so the appointment that you have, that's when you have to take your test. So the next step was I did the pre-trip. I passed on the first try. So the next one was the CDL basic skills. That was like backing up inside the cones, how you got to do that, and you got to know how to do certain backup things, and backing up and ollie docking. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's called ollie dock. It's where you back up until you back up in the cones. But it's hard as hell. Lord, it's hard. So I passed that part with flying colors. Did I pass that part? Yeah, I passed that part the first try. When we got to CDL on the road, was it CDL on the road? Wait, hold on, y'all, hold on, because it was something I had to take twice. No, yeah, I passed all those on the first try. I passed that on the first try. All three of those. The pre-trip, the basic skills, where you ollie dock and all that stuff, where you back up. And that was the skills. So all those skills I passed on the first try, guys. So now, after you pass all that stuff, it's time for the road trip. Now, how they test you on a road trip is crazy. They have a certain way how you drive on the road. So I failed the road trip the first time because I went through a yellow light, and while the light was green, but when I went through the light, it turned yellow on both occasions. And what they're saying is, when you go through that light, first of all, you have to know how to count your lights, basically, when you're driving tractor trailers, any type of big vehicle. You have to know how to count your I'm sorry, I have a piece of hair. You gotta know how to count your lights, and so you have to know. You gotta make sure that light is not going to change once you go through it. And what happened with me is I wasn't counting, because they tell you to count into your head, and I wasn't counting. So when I went through the light was green, mind you, but it turned yellow. The light changed so fast. And what they're saying is, once your light change, you have some people that as soon as they light turn green, they will go, not paying attention. They will go through their light thinking they have the right of way. So being so that my bus is long, I can cause an accident because my tail is still inside the intersection. Even though I had the light, my tail is in the intersection, and you can cause a very, very bad accident. It could be tragic because that school bus is made with with real good metal that can do damage, real bad damage to any vehicle and any passenger that you have on your bus as well, and any passenger or driver that's in another car. So they just want us to be mindful of our lights and stuff like that. So that was the first time I failed. The second time that I failed the road test, not turning, because when you turn a bus, you have to be in a certain lane to make a turn. And I know how to box turn. Box turning, I know how to do very well. But when you're in if it's like a 2 or 3 lane intersection, you have to be in a certain lane to turn because you don't want your tail to swing out and hit another car. So I was almost at the end of my road trip, guys. I was like right there. I was about to pass, and I turned in the wrong lane, and I failed. When I say I was so distraught, because mind you, this was my second time to taking the test, the road test. Everything else I passed, but the road test was the last test that I had to take. And mind you, they do all this test in one day. So I had one more try to take the road test, and my last try to take the road test, I never got to it because I became ill, and I had to take a break. And after me taking a break, I not really taking a break, but after I was told that, before I was told I had the underlying illnesses, I kept putting it off and putting it off. I wasn't told yet what I had, but I kept putting it off. So I was so distraught from that. I went to another bus driving company, driving something a little smaller, because I said maybe it's not meant for me to be a school bus driver, because every time I'm this close, I fail. I said maybe God has something planned for me. He has something else planned for me. So when I applied for this particular company, I was hired, and I had to take a test again. And this time, this company was a big part of a big bus company of the state that I live in. And I passed that test, and I had to, as of me taking tests as road tests, we had to do that as well. And it wasn't as intense as the school bus, but it was intense as well, because you have to take a really big test. You had to do a map test, and you got to know how to read a map, and that's pretty hard. So I passed that test, and I started working for that company. And mind you, I still had one more try to take my my driver's part of the CDL. So I was just so distraught about that, because I'm like, it's something that's hindering me from passing the CDL, but I still had to feed my family. Mind you, I still had my nursing job, but I was working like part-time hours because I had to stop one of the jobs because it was just too much. So I just kept that one particular job, and I resigned from the other nursing job that I had, so that I can work driving as a bus driver. So I received my certificate for that, for the other bus company, and I drove that for about 4 months. And one day I got really sick, and I had to call out of work. And the next couple of days, I went to the doctor, and they were running tests, and that's when they start telling me what was going on with me. And I really didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe, it was because I was, you getting older, things happen, and that's when I started finding out. Mind you, I already had high blood pressure. I had high blood pressure before all this. So, but the other underlying disease I did find out while I was trying to make a new career being a CDL driver. And I still have my license. I still have my skills, all the skills that I passed in getting my CDL license. I do, if you can see, I had one more dot for my I don't know if you can see it, but I have one more dot for my driver's part of the test. And yeah, it's just I just want to fold this back a little bit. I don't want to show my my address too much. And you really can't see it, but I had one more shot for my driver's part. But I'm probably going to have to re-register again for this. I'm not for sure. I might have to take everything over again, but once you learn your skills, you never forget. I'm not for sure how that works, but I want to do it again because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to retire. My dad was a truck driver for many, many years. My dad retired as a truck driver. He worked for a very big meat company, and my dad used to haul beef on his truck, cattle, beef from cows, and that hangs like on the hook and everything. My dad was a driver for many years for that company. He retired up until he passed away. Well, he passed away. He retired before he passed away, and I just wanted to like really do this. And sometimes, like I said, God will stop things if it's not the right time. He will stop things and put things to perspective and just make you wait again and let you do it over again. So that's where I'm at with that. And I just wanted to have a little story time with you guys because I know I don't do too many long videos, but I just wanted to like tell you guys about that. And it's if you're interested in getting your CDL, that's how with the school bus, that's how I did the permit first. This is the other half of my I took my because it has my name and address, but this is my permit. And that's my permit. I really need to take this up though. And I think it's like I don't think I have to take. I'm not for sure how many years your permit is good for. I'm not for sure. If anybody know that, let me know. But I think it's. I'm not for sure. And this is the I'm just gonna fold this back a little bit. And this is the license. This is the skills and the road test that you have to do. And this is 9 altogether. It's 9 tests. Let me make sure. I think it's, yeah, it's 9. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10. I'm sorry, 10. It's 10 tests because it's the driver's the road trip. Got to do the road trip. So it's 10 tests altogether, and I passed 9 out of all the tests for the CDL. I passed 9, and I had 2 more. I had 1 more try for the driver's part. So, and like I said, I became ill, so I couldn't take the driver's part because of me being ill, and I do have to get another physical if I go out and do it again. I have to get a physical because it's expired. Because I have high blood pressure, my medical exam certificate is only good for a year. Originally, they're good for 2 years, but if you have a medical condition, you have to get a physical every year. If you don't have any illnesses like anything, you don't have to go every year. You go every 2 years. So that's with the medical exam, and that's it. And with the job that I left on being sick, I was in the I was in a union for transportation, a good union, and they still help me with my medical bills and everything. I'm still eligible for that and stuff like, because they help you save your job and stuff like that. This is a good union. I was in a for transport workers, a good union, local. I'm not gonna say the number, but I was in a good union. My job, I just before I got sick, and yes, I was driving. It was part of a big transportation company here in the state that I live in, and it was part of that, and I really miss my job dearly. I don't know if I'll not for sure, but I want to go back, and but I know that I'm at this time it's going to be hard for me because I still have my medical conditions. So like I said, I've been working doing those stuff from home, and I'm okay with that, and trying to look for work also, and it's hard sometimes, but God has a plan and purpose for everyone, and I'm not going to question what he's doing, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And I hope this helped you guys if you're interested in being a CDL driver. It's very fun, very, very fun, because you're on the road. You get to see things. You know how to read a map, and I can read a map so good, and you just learn different things. It's okay to step out your bubble sometimes, because I was doing nursing for 20 something years. My son, what, 22? My son was in my belly when I graduated from nursing school. So he's 22 now. I've been doing that for a long time, and I just wanted to step out my bubble and try something different. And when I did that, it was just not the right time, as I would put it. It just wasn't my time, and things happen, and sometimes things happen for a reason. So I'm going to leave it here, guys, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. Tell a friend about my channel, and I just wanted to leave you guys with that. And just comment down below, put those thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.